Hey everybody, this is Isaiah Colton with another episode of Sales and Marketing Secrets, a live edition. I'm going live on Facebook, YouTube, and a whole bunch of other freaking channels. And I'm excited to come to you to talk to you about continue our series we're doing right now, Unlocking the Secrets of Lead Generation. And particularly if you're a realtor, loan officer, or small business owner, you're going to really want to make sure you tune into my lives when you can, because I'm giving better content, in my opinion, than most give that would ask you to pay for it. And I'm doing this because I got a mission to provide access to free or affordable technology and education to eliminate the struggle of lead generation, sales, and business growth for entrepreneurs. That's my sole mission, and this is part of me giving back. And so let's go ahead and dive into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to start training off of a document, and I'm going to post this document so you guys can have access to go back to the summary notes of the training anytime that you want to. And today we're going to be talking about the positives and negatives of organic versus paid lead generation, and taking a deep dive into those pros and cons. Again, this is my podcast, and if you don't know who I am, this is your first time kind of tuning into me. I'm a serial entrepreneur and business growth expert. I got my start into real estate. I was the primary owner of a brokerage. We had a broker record and a listing agent, buyer's agent. We did 151 transactions our first year. Ended up scaling to over 1,000 transactions, and then opened up a broker leads referral program nationwide. And that put us on the map to hit number 308 on the Inc. 5000. And then over time, I decided to become a serial entrepreneur, and now I own several businesses. And the strategies that I teach work not only in real estate, but every business that I run, and it works for all of the thousands of entrepreneurs I get to teach every single year. So with that framework, this is the first kind of part is like, what are the basics of organic and paid leads? What are the differences? So organic is broadly defined as content that you're putting out there, and you put out that content. It cost you time and labor, but you didn't actually pay anybody else to produce the content, and so that comes out in the forms of blogs, sometimes SEO. That would come out, social media publishing plan, all of the things that we should be doing, right, to build what I call brand authority. And I want you to write that word down. Brand authority, because it's super important to have in your business, is to have brand authority. Now, one of the things that I want to point out is the difference between paid leads. Paid leads is you go to a third-party company, and they're usually doing like a Google pay-per-click campaign, or they got some sort of cash offer capture page that they're running traffic to in some way, shape, or form, and you're paying for the lead or leads or batch of leads, or maybe they're doing Facebook, whatever it may be, right? Handful of ways to do that. Now, now that we kind of have the definition down, I want to go through the positives and negatives of both, right? So the beautiful thing about organic lead generation is it's cost effective, and once you put the content out there, it doesn't really cost you anything to generate the lead. It also, by doing that, you're building a brand authority, a brand that has trust. And all things created equal, if you're going up against a lot of competition, your brand authority will win you more deals. So just don't think about it as new lead generation. Brand authority helps you win more deals. And then here's the thing. It's virtually impossible to fail with a really good content strategy if you think of business in the terms of decades and not days. Meaning, if you choose to participate in social media content and you think to yourself, this is a strategy I'm going to use and do over a decade, you will build such a strong brand authority and have so much business coming in you don't know what to do with. The problem is we get caught up in the day-to-day, and we don't have a clear 10-year plan, right? And we're not making decisions based on what we want in a decade. We're making decisions on how we feel in the day, and therefore we're not consistent. And that's the only reason why social media content doesn't work, is we're not consistent over the long haul. We don't use the candy principle, the 1% rule, constant never-ending improvement that Tony Robbins talks about, or what I call the 1% rule, getting a little bit better each day, right? So those are the reason. That's the reason why content. The only reason why content strategy would never work for you, because even if you suck at it today, you can get better at it. I'll tell you a quick story. I mastered paid traffic, cold lead traffic, every other lead source that was out there, but I didn't. I neglected social media, and I really didn't push my team to do it because we were like crushing it. We were crushing our, but then when the world shifted and so many people really depended on social media for the decision making, their interaction, and it really became the number one way to build trust, our business started to stagnate. It was the worst decision that I ever made over the long haul. I've been in business for about a decade now, and it was the worst decision that I've ever made, is not focusing on that. And now I'm spending 2 or 3 hours a day producing unique content. Literally, like, that's how sold out I am about it. And I have a goal to get to 1 million followers on my YouTube channel and other channels over the next 3 to 5 years. So making this decision constantly of what I can be doing over the course of a decade, and the power and impact it's going to have on me, because I'm 40 now, I'm going to be 50 no matter what. So I might as well prepare for it, right? So that's the benefits. The dark side is that it's not all sunshine, folks. It's like the reality is it takes time. It's time consuming. You have to get a system down. But here's what I'll share with you. Once you get the system down, especially with ChatGPT and other tools I'm going to share with you, in other really powerful lead generation tools and AI tools to help you produce organic content quicker, you'll be shocked at how quickly me and my team are able to pump out organic content right now is unbelievable. So I'm going to teach you that in later segments. But that's the positive, or sorry, that can be a negative, is it can be time consuming if you don't have your systems down, and also you need resources, right? So you have to have the manpower to do it, or the commitment to do it. And that's again the number one mistake I see my entrepreneurs make, is they're not just committed consistently. They don't have it time blocked. So that can be the negative. Let's talk about the upside of paid ads. Okay, so the upside of paid ads is that it's speed. You get leads now, right? You get leads like yesterday. And the deliverable is very fast. You can pinpoint your target, and you can scale it up or down depending on what your budget is and what's happening month to month, week to week, month to month, or over the quarter. The downside is that paid leads are not perfect, and this is just a reality that you're going to have to remember and deal with, is that paid leads are not perfect. And what I mean by that is you have to be really good at follow-up, and you're going to just have to do some qualifying, some sifting and sorting. About half your leads or more, and almost no matter what lead source you're using, and are not going to be ready to transact right away. You're going to have to put them in a bucket of 6 months or out, and add value, and have really good lead nurturing programs. Then the other half, even though they might do something within 3 months, you got to convince them to do something with you. And so you're going to narrow that down per 100. You're going to have about 10 to 20 really good leads per 100 leads that you generate that are going to do business with you. Now, it's your job to increase that, and you do that through great lead follow-up. And I say this all the time, but all things created equal with lead follow-up and brand authority. You double your leads, you double your income. If you don't have good lead follow-up, and you're not good at persuasion, and you don't have brand authority, then you're going to struggle, right? So you got to work on all three of those. So which one's better? Closing out today's live session. Common question I get all the time. It's a really tough question. It depends on where you're at. Like if you're a newer in business, and you're still trying to get to 6 figures, in cash collected, or in the real estate world, GCI, gross commissions earned, then you're gonna have to be really careful with your costs, right? And your warm market strategies, your one-on-one marketing strategies, nurturing your database is going to have to be a priority. Putting out really great content is going to have to be a priority. And then as you get a bigger budget, you roll into paid ads. But the best of the best, they're doing both, and the other 7 pillars that I talk about, which, if you don't remember what the 7 pillars are, it's one-on-one and mass marketing to your warm audience. It's what we're talking about right now is organic content, paid content, developing a sales team, right? Inside sales and hiring agents to your team, and then moving from that, is having a great referral program, and then great vendor partners, and then eventually getting really good big accounts, like maybe like in the real estate world, a home builder or something along those lines, right? Or maybe you have an office that refers a lot of business to you or something like that. So those are the primary strategies that we talk about. But organic and paid, got to get them both to come together. And again, here's the rule of thumb: 3 to 4 hours on your lead generation and your follow-up, and with a goal to set 2 appointments a day as a solo entrepreneur. And if you are building a team, you set that same standard for your team, and everything you work towards is what I call 2, 10, 40, 2, 10, 40. And that should be the goal, is to get 2 appointments a day, right? And that'll bring you to a 7-figure business. There's almost no way that you're not going to get high 6 figures into 7 figures if you follow that formula. So with that, I hope you felt this this was helpful to you to think through the positives and negatives of both. And what I'll share with you, if you're enjoying my content, around unlocking the secrets of lead generation, I have a new book that I'm working on. It's going to come out in about 6 months. And if you go to isaiahcolton.com, you can get access to that by registering to my newsletter. You'll be the first one to hear about it. I'm going to do a big book launch and some really awesome promotions for people that go to isaiahcolton.com, all right, to register. So go to isaiahcolton.com and check that out. And again, if you found this helpful, share this live with somebody. Help me with my mission to provide free education and cost-effective technology to the real estate world and to small entrepreneurs to help them build and scale their business faster and better. And I hope you enjoyed this session, and I'll see you soon in my next